SKOL Vikings, let's win this game.
Attention Vikings fan. A flood of updates straight out of Minnesota. Will the absence of the offensive line's anchor end up costing the offense's security this Sunday? That uncertainty sets off a red alert and raises the question, who's going to hold back the pressure without that essential protector? But on the other side, a spark of hope shows up. A rookie burner who's already making headlines and promises to light up the field every time he touches the ball. Not everything is relief, though. The veteran quarterback is under the heavy spotlight, playing as if it's his last shot to save his career. And at the same time, one player is being thrown into the media fire, becoming a target of criticism and unwanted comparisons. At the center of this storm, Kevin O'Connell has to make the final calls for Sunday's game that could redefine the entire season. You don't want to miss a single one of these updates. Welcome. Support this Vikings community with a like and a comment. What worries everyone in Minnesota, while also keeping nerves on edge, is the situation with Christian Darrisaw. The left tackle, a cornerstone of this offensive line, is still balancing uncertainty and hope nearly 11 months after ACL surgery. Each week, expectations rise, but patience from the fan base runs thin. When a player of his caliber isn't on the field, the impact is brutal. The offense loses consistency, the quarterback takes more hits, and team confidence wobbles. And now, in Week 3 against the Bengals, we've reached one of those decisive moments. Darrisaw practiced in full on 2 days this week with a planned day off on Thursday, but still landed on the injury report as questionable. He himself made it clear he needs to trust his body, feel ready, and not rush back. Anyone who's been through a knee injury knows it's not just physical. There's the mental battle, the fear of planting firmly, the doubt about whether the movement will hold. When Darrisaw said, "I'll know when I'm ready," it echoed as a reminder to all of us that this recovery is about more than just medical clearance. It's trust. Kevin O'Connell reinforced that there's a plan in place, something crafted for the good of both the team and the player. He pointed out how encouraging it was to see Darrisaw practice hard, recover, and return at a high level while also taking part in mental prep. That shows this isn't a rush decision, but one built with caution and strategy. The coach seems intent on getting his blindside protector back on the field in the safest way possible, even if it fuels impatience among fans. Now the drama is clear. If Darrisaw plays, it's a huge win for whoever lines up under center. If he doesn't, the line has to be patched up again. Justin SKOL has already been ruled out with a concussion, leaving options like Walter Rouse or even Blake Brandel, who has previous experience at the position. They're serviceable, but none come close to Darrisaw's impact. And here's the emotional spark. His return could be the fuel that reignites offensive confidence. Picture US Bank Stadium shaking, the line set, and the fans believing everything is back on track. That decision, Viking fan, could swing not just Sunday but the season. And this isn't even the most shocking update of the day. When you talk about Kevin O'Connell's offensive philosophy, one thing stands out: boldness. He loves pushing the ball downfield, challenging defenses, asking his quarterbacks to attack 20 yards or more, trusting receivers to win one-on-one battles. That's how the Vikings offense became a dangerous weapon in recent years, no matter who was under center. But here's the detail that separates brilliance from disaster: protection. And that's exactly where Christian Darrisaw makes all the difference. His impact isn't just technical, it's strategic. A recent breakdown showed that with Darrisaw on the field, the Vikings average 8.5 yards per pass attempt. Without him, that number drops to 7.5. Sounds small, but in the NFL, that's the gap between a lethal attack and a predictable one. On top of that, the pressure rate on the quarterback drops by nearly 6 percentage points when he's active. Just having him out there changes the confidence and rhythm of the whole system. The most eye-popping part: Darrisaw keeps the pocket clean for over 3 seconds on average, ranking him among the league's best left tackles. That kind of time gives quarterbacks room to scan defenses, let routes develop, and uncork those deep shots. It's why Sam Darnold lit it up in 2024, leading long ball stats. It's why J.J. McCarthy had flashes of comfort before his injury. Without that support, the house of cards collapses fast. And this Sunday against the Bengals, the matchup couldn't be tougher. Trey Hendrickson, one of the NFL's most explosive pass rushers, will be lined up right where Darrisaw protects. Having him back means tight ends can run routes instead of double teaming, protections don't have to get reshuffled, and the offense can actually look like O'Connell's vision: fast, vertical, fearless. Without him, the math doesn't add up. We're not just talking about one player. We're talking about the piece that holds the whole thing together. That's why his return would feel like a blockbuster midseason signing. If this offense finds itself again with him in the lineup, buckle up, Viking fan, because defenses are in big trouble. But hold on tight, because the drama only gets thicker from here. You know that kind of player who shows up and immediately creates a buzz? In Minnesota right now, that's Ty Felton. The rookie is turning heads not just for his blazing speed, but for the almost cocky confidence he brings on the field. When special teams coordinator Matt Daniels says the kid can't be stopped, that lights a fire in the fan base. Because it's not just about running fast, it's about that mindset that in any one-on-one he's going to win, and win so casually it looks like a warm-up drill. Felton isn't just another draft day speedster. He clocked a 4.37 in the 40-yard dash, a time faster than both Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Yes, you heard that right. Faster than the Vikings' top wideouts. Even Jalen Naylor, nicknamed Speedy, trails behind him. The ability to stretch the field is massive, but Felton's story is bigger than being a deep ball guy. He's also proving value as a gunner, racing downfield on punts with lightning quickness and an edge that unsettles opponents. At Maryland, his final college season was legit. Nearly 100 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns. That's production paired with speed. The key now is how he can make an immediate impact for the Vikings. With McCarthy hurt and key players like Aaron Jones and Ryan Kelly banged up, Felton is the jolt of energy this team badly needs. He's not just adding speed, he's adding swagger. Daniels even pointed out that it takes 2 guys to slow him down on punt coverage, basically making him a cheat code on special teams. If he can force double coverage there, imagine what happens once he's unleashed on offense. One vertical route, a ball in stride, and suddenly defenses crumble in seconds. Don't underestimate the psychological effect either. Fans love a rookie spark, and every explosive play can turn US Bank Stadium into a madhouse. Felton might not be in the spotlight yet, but he's shaping up as that X factor who flips games. And if that's not enough, wait until you hear the next update because the tension is about to spike even higher. Carson Wentz. Just saying the name brings back memories of that meteoric start in Philadelphia, followed by the roller coaster that turned him into a true NFL journeyman. Now fate puts him center stage in Minnesota, Week 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals. And this isn't just any game. It's a showdown between backup quarterbacks, with Joe Burrow sidelined and Jake Browning stepping in on the other side. In other words, Wentz can't just show up, he's got to prove he still belongs. And here's the kicker. Analysts like Alec Lewis are flat out saying this could be one of Wentz's last chances to prove himself as a starter. Think about it, Viking fan. An offense limping with injuries to McCarthy, Aaron Jones, Ryan Kelly. The team desperately needs leadership, poise, and production. If Wentz doesn't deliver, the backlash will be brutal because this isn't just another game. It's about keeping the season from unraveling. His recent track record doesn't inspire much confidence. Last year, he barely touched the field as Patrick Mahomes' backup in Kansas City. Before that, a couple of forgettable appearances with the Rams. And he hasn't held a full-time starting job since 2021 with the Colts. The question lingers, is there anything left of the quarterback who once looked destined for stardom? Or is this just a veteran clinging to the last threads of his career? But let's be fair, the opportunity is there. Wentz gets to throw to Justin Jefferson, and that alone changes the math. If he finds rhythm, hits quick throws, and benefits from Darrisaw's return, everything shifts. A solid performance could not only keep the Vikings afloat, but reopen the conversation about his future. This is Judgment Day. Fans will scrutinize every snap, watching for redemption or collapse. No excuses this time. The opponent's hurting, the team needs answers, and the crowd is demanding results. It's do or die. And in Minnesota, games like this don't just create headlines, they create legends, or they close chapters. Now brace yourself for what's next. This is the kind of storyline that rattles every Vikings fan to the core. The question hanging over everything, did J.J. McCarthy get thrown into a worse situation than anyone imagined? The plan looked great on paper. Let the rookie grow under O'Connell, trust the process, think long-term. But after just 2 starts, the storm hit. An ankle sprain, shaky play, and early comparisons to Christian Ponder. Way too soon, sure, but the pressure in Minnesota has never been kind to young quarterbacks. Some of this was out of the team's control. The schedule makers dealt Minnesota a brutal hand. 4 primetime games in the first 5 weeks, including a showdown with the defending Super Bowl champs. For any rookie, that spotlight is unforgiving. Add to that the absence of Darrisaw and a 3-game suspension for Jordan Addison, and suddenly McCarthy's thrown into the fire without full protection or his full arsenal of weapons. The real head-scratcher is that even with Justin Jefferson out there, McCarthy only targeted him 13 times in those 2 games. Naylor chipped in, but inconsistently. Thielen returned, but hardly made an impact. It feels like the tools were there, but the chemistry wasn't, leaving McCarthy looking like he never got a real chance to settle in. Critics point to history. Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Drake May all stumbled early but were given breathing room to adjust. McCarthy, straight into the eye of the storm, no safety net. It's classic baptism by fire, something O'Connell has done before. The silver lining is that it can forge toughness and maturity fast. But it's a brutal way to learn. Fans are split. Some are calling for Max Brosmer, others are preaching patience. The reality is that once McCarthy returns, he won't get a soft landing. He'll need to show growth immediately, silence doubters, and prove he can be the face of this franchise. It's heavy, no doubt, but it's also what greatness is made of. And if he rises from this Viking fan, it could be one of the most epic stories ever written at US Bank Stadium. What we saw today shows just how much the Vikings are riding a roller coaster of emotions and make-or-break decisions. Darisaw has become a symbol of hope and protection, while Felton brings fresh energy that electrifies. Wentz stares down maybe the last shot of his career, and McCarthy is already carrying the weight of being the future before he's ready. All of it under Kevin O'Connell's leadership, trying to keep this team competitive and resilient. But none of this makes sense without you, Viking fan, the energy that fuels this franchise. Now is the time to back this team, question decisions, and spark debate, because this journey is far from over. Which update hit you the hardest, and what other moves do you think the team still needs to make? Drop a comment, share this video, and hit that subscribe button for all the latest Vikings updates. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!